Elisa Henderson had imagined worst-case scenario headlines even before her plane took off. Dating coach misplaces client. Client goes AWOL from dating boot camp in Caribbean. God, this was not comforting. She needed to get up. She needed to move. Most of all, she needed to find out whether Celine Carr had made the flight. But she couldn't do that until the fasten seatbelt sign blinked off. As Elisa had arrived at the gate to board, her phone chimed to announce a text from Celine. Through security, gotta pee, board without me. Elisa took her seat and tried to catch a glimpse of Celine in first class, but the aisles were filled with other passengers. When it came time to take off, Elisa still didn't know if Celine was on the plane, and the flight attendants wouldn't let her get up. She tried to call and text Celine until a red-headed flight attendant made Elisa put the cell phone away. Now she was trapped, and all she could do was cross her fingers and try not to fidget. Think positive. She's on the plane. She's raring to go. This is the weekend you teach her that she calls the shots, that she controls her dating destiny. This is the weekend you make hiring a dating coach the new black. She took a few deep breaths and focused on positive visualization, which always helped her beat stress. Celine sitting in first class, smiling and signing autographs, ready to make the best promo video ever. Celine strolling the white sand beach at the edge of the aquamarine Caribbean, her hair blowing in the breeze beside a handsome, attentive man. Celine, confident and competent, beaming her appreciation as she said to Elisa, "Thank you. You helped me see I didn't have to keep making the same dating mistakes. The right man was out there." Imaginary Celine tossed her hair, gave her guy a sidelong glance, and linked her fingers through his. "Thank you for this wonderful man." Elisa loved the thrill of the match, the click of satisfaction she felt when she fit two people together like puzzle pieces. Plus, she loved running dating boot camps, observing her clients in real-world dating situations and teaching them new strategies. And if she could turn Celine Carr, a celebrity train wreck, into a dating role model, she'd have the added bonus of building her business's brand in a big way. On the other hand, if Celine had missed the flight, Elisa would step off this plane into a barrage of firing flashbulbs and mocking voices calling out, "Where is she?" Rendezvous dating? Isn't that the business run by Elisa Henderson, the one who lost Celine Carr on the way to St. Bart's? She knocked her head against the back of the seat and closed her eyes. The seatbelt chime sounded. She unbuckled herself and hurried along the aisle. "Whoa," said a deep voice very close. She drew up abruptly to avoid a collision, and for a moment her mind was overwhelmed by a confusion of hands steadying her, a broad chest blocking her view, and the smell of soap. Then the voice said, "Lise?" No, it wasn't possible. She knew that voice way too well. That voice represented a years-old friendship and B-grade movies and Chinese takeout and Scrabble games in that bar they'd gone to so often, the aquarium. The eerie light of that bar, a blue-tinged drunken haze, the stumbling walk home, her couch, his fingers in her hair, the taste of a mouth she'd longed for so badly she hadn't admitted it to herself, his tongue stroking hers, waking up every nerve ending in her entire body. What the hell was Brett Jordan doing on her flight to the Caribbean? She slowly lifted her gaze and unwillingly took him in. Dark hair, just long enough to be tousled, harder edged and squarer jawed than he'd been at 25, but cute too. A vague upturn at the end of his nose, a slight cleft in his chin, and the suggestion of dimples. He was the photo next to man in her own mental dictionary, and he wasn't much farther from her face than he'd been that night when he'd finally lowered his lips to hers. 2 years hadn't quenched 1 ounce of the thirst. She could feel it, a sharp want that lit up all the tender parts of her mouth. She could feel it in her teeth, too. She'd nipped his lower lip that night, and he'd made a sound that didn't have a name. She wanted to close her eyes and shut him out, and she wanted him to pick up where he'd left off. Oh, of all the cosmic slaps across the face, no. Please no, not him, not now.